I think our record is 2,100. So we only do one pizza a day. So we have one combination of ingredients that you can order on any given day. So yesterday was shiitake cremini asparagus with Gouda and mozzarella mixed together, and then it's finished with garlic oil and parsley. That's your only choice. That's all we're doing. This is the prep list. And then this is the menu with some modifications from things that came up during the week that we needed to change. So Wednesday it was mushroom, onion, mozzarella, toasted garlic parmesan, garlic oil, oregano, parsley. So when people come in, that's one of the things that makes us so efficient, is that we're just making hundreds of these pizzas at a time. We spin a bunch, we build a bunch, and then we just bake a bunch. So you might wait in line for a little while, but as soon as you get to the counter, you say, "Can I get a whole pizza to go?" It's already ready. We stick it in a box and we hand it to you. So that transaction is often less than 30 seconds. It takes longer to run the credit card through the machine than it does for us to give you your pizza in general.
So you get the efficiency boost of having a streamlined process with just one pizza. How's the consistency with that volume? Is it hard to keep every pizza looking the same color?
Yeah, of course it's hard. We try really hard to build them. Actually, well, it starts with the spin, right? We want all the spins to be the same. So
we'll get the
even, no thin spots, the right size. I think that's one of the most challenging things about our spinning is people tend to overspin or make them too big. We want to build them consistently, so the same amounts of cheese and toppings. And we build ours with cheese on the bottom, toppings, and then a little bit of mozzarella on top called top cheese. And so that's always a little bit tricky. It's not efficient for us to measure each time because we just have so many to make. But we do a thing where we check in with each other and sort of look at each other's builds and try to get on the same page with how we're building. And then of course there's the baking. So the spin and the build both affect how things bake. And sometimes the ovens are just running a little hotter, whatever it is, right? You have to find make those adjustments, fine tune as you go. So yeah, consistency's tricky, but we try, and I think that for the most part, it's pretty consistent.
Do any of these overlap? Were you able to reuse stuff, or?
For the most part, we don't with pizzas. It's a little trickier with the pizzas. We have a team of produce buyers, and we try to keep notes about what amounts we need on a given day. So, there's a big difference between a Saturday that's sunny versus rainy. Is there a Cal game happening? What's happening in the world politically? Is Berkeley Unified School District on spring break this week? There are all these things we have to factor in when we're buying produce.
Yeah.
And we're pretty good. There are times, sometimes we'll overshoot it a little bit, but sometimes, for the most part, we're kind of in the sweet spot. And if we ever have too much stuff, we'll often donate it to there's a couple of different organizations that make food for people who need food.
Yeah, because these aren't basic pizzas. It's not today we're just doing this one's probably your cheese.
Yeah, and we don't do a lot of sauce pizzas. There's basically only one pizza that has sauce as a base. But we have a couple of pizzas that have sauce as a topping. So this one, the Friday pie, that has sauce as a topping. So after it comes out of the oven, we
drizzle it up.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's really good.
Very fascinating.
Yeah.
All right,
great.
So what's next?
Okay, so pizzas start off here in this spinning area. So the dough gets made 5 days a week, usually 4 or 5, depending on the week. We make about 400-pound batches of dough at a time. And some days we're doing 2 batches, some days we're doing 3, some days we're doing 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
All in-house.
All in-house. And I can show you next door the mixer that we do it in.
I'd love to see that.
So this is a sourdough, and...
Has it always been sourdough?
Yes.
And I asked this in case you haven't listened to the interview, but the Cheeseboard Collective has been going on for over 50 years, close to 60. So it's always been sourdough?
It's always been sourdough. So it started off as before there was a pizzeria, there was a cheese shop and bakery, and people would take some of the baguette dough and just make a pizza. And because we had all kinds of cheeses over there, they would just throw different kinds of cheeses onto the dough, and that's how it started. So it started with sourdough.
And is the cheese made in-house?
Cheese is not made in-house. That would be impossible.
That's a lot of production.
Yeah, this is our cheese fridge. So usually this is stacked with bins of mozzarella that we've cut. So we get the mozzarella in 50-pound boxes and put it through this Hobart cutter. And so one log at a time goes through there.
And it shreds it like that?
And it shreds it.
Nice.
Yeah, and so 32 bins. Let's see, 800 pounds fits in that fridge, and that's enough for a Friday. A normal Friday, like a normal Friday.
My goodness, 800 pounds of shredded cheese.
Yeah, and so it might be a little bit more. So like a sort of very normal Friday.
Wow.
Come summer when it starts to pick up, we'll probably need another couple hundred pounds.
Speaking of cheese, I just want to give you all a quick message from one of our sponsors, Bacio Cheese. Do you need some amazing cheese for your pizza business? Well, Bacio's got you. With Bacio, not only will you get quality cheese, but you also get cash back through their Gold Rewards Club program. For every pound of Bacio cheese that you purchase, you'll earn cash back rewards. That sounds amazing because I'm all about quality. I'm all about a great deal. Use the link in the show notes to learn more and sign up for a demo today. Thank you to Bacio Cheese for sponsoring this episode. Now, back to the podcast.
Okay, so the dough is here, and we usually have this table out in the middle of the room, and 4 people stand around the table. And we start by throwing some flour down on the table. And then take a tray of dough.
Did this just come out of the fridge?
Yeah, it's a little cold, but I think it'll be fine. So there's 8 dough balls on a tray.
How big are these pizzas going to be?
So it's a 14-inch pie. And we use this ring to help guide us to make sure we're getting the right size. And this is a 16 and a half, 17-ounce dough ball.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a good crust on there.
So our goal is to not have a thick outer crust.
Interesting.
Our goal, if anything, is for the outside to be a little bit thinner. So we don't spin these with the big crust.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we all spin a little bit differently. I use kind of a stacking method where I press the dough ball down a little bit.
Before we hit the oven, another message from our sponsor, Corto Olive Oil. What oil do you use to press out your dough? I found out that whatever fat you use greatly affects your pizza, and that's why the only brand that I trust with my pizza is Corto Olive Oil. Taste is everything, and other brands pale in comparison. Do you want to taste the difference? Learn more about Corto Olive Oil using the link in the description below. If you're an operator, you can get a free tasting. Just message me and I'll connect you with them. Thanks to Corto for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the episode.
So then this is a 450 degree oven.
Simple. You know how to shake it off? It's already on there?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
These
I'm
guys
impressed.
go in. And I'm gonna turn on the fan and wait probably be about 10 minutes.
Oh.
So it's just starting to brown. This might be ready to pull, the bottom one. Oh, I'm not sure I want to pull it yet. Yeah. I'm gonna let that go for just another minute. The one
Okay.
on the top rack is the one that's gonna cook the fastest.
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna let that I'm gonna let that go for just a sec. And then just because it's a convection oven with a fan, but it's never gonna be totally even. So I'm gonna take the pizza off of the tray and turn it a little bit so that it'll get a little more even.
Gotcha.
Browning. And also taking it off the tray helps if there are any thin spots. It kind of helps to even them out a bit. I'll just let that go for a minute and then okay. So usually I bake in long sleeves and I wear Kevlar sleeves, so it might be a little bit mousy here for a second.
Take your time, no rush.
So this comes off like this. Oops, sorry. Here, I'm just... Okay, so I'm gonna do it this way. So I'm gonna use the peel and I'm gonna move this to the back here to get that sort of blonder edge done.
Yeah.
And actually, I think I can take this off. Okay, so this one is coming off too. So that's the one with the toasted garlic parmesan. You can see it starting to toast up.
Wow.
Put that there. So. Let's see. I'm moving the blonder edges to the back where it's a little bit hotter so they can kind of cook evenly. And then
where do these go?
There's usually 3 of these lined up under here. These tray wheels, we call them. So once you have 3 of these stacks of wheels with trays up to there, you've done about 3 racks worth of pizza. It's sort of just a little...
I love the system.
Yeah. That's a cheesy pie.
Look at that.
So that to me is like right on the edge. Like I might let that go like another second.
But yeah, you're right.
I think most of my, that's a perfect pie for me, but I think most people want that pie a little darker.
Yeah. But you're right about the whole bottom.
So this is going to go onto the flat top and it's going to fit, the bottom's going to finish. So that's what the bottom looks like right now.
Yeah.
And it got a little bit dark because it was on the bottom rack.
Uh-huh.
But
I like the color. Wow.
Yeah. So that's a little bit blonde there.
It's pretty with the green.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm going to
What do you think?
I'm going to let that go 1 second. See if I can get that a little bit darker. Oh, there we go. That's nice.
Nice.
I think that's sort of like our goal to get the pizza out. So that's almost there. I'll give that a second.
It's almost like a grilled pizza because of the grill marks.
Yes, they don't all have that though. Sometimes
they don't go directly on.
Yeah, if they have, only if they've hit the rack. If you can go straight from the tray onto the flat top too, then you don't have that. But yeah, so that's in the range. I think that's about where. Maybe I'll let that go 1 more second.
It's pretty.
I think. Okay, I'm gonna get this guy out. That's about as good as that one's gonna get. a community. I'm part of a community too, but I get to serve a community. Like, that's a big deal to me. Like, service is just in me. It's like the thing I've always done. It's the thing I love to do. I'm happiest when I'm doing this kind of work. So if I weren't doing it, I think I'd be really sad. Just thanks so much for thinking of us and including us. Always happy to talk about collectives and pizza and food in general. So it's been a nice opportunity. Really appreciate it.
Do you want to get started in your pizza business? Well, the way I got started was by cooking pizza in my Ooni oven and selling those pizzas. Now with the Ooni Coda 2 Max, you have enough oven space to make one super big pizza, or you can make 2 at a time. I've even made 6 at a time so that you can truly crank out pizzas, especially when you are in production mode. So if you're looking to start your pizza business and want to buy an Ooni oven, use the link in the show notes. It'll greatly appreciate the show, and send me your receipt. If you use my affiliate link, I'm going to enter you in a chance to win a $250 Ooni gift card. That way you can stretch your dollar further and keep on building your business. You can email me your receipt, idriff@whatsgooddough.com, or DM me on Instagram @whatsgooddough. But make sure to use that affiliate link.